Hi, welcome Aries. How are you doing today? Thank you for stopping by. So what do Aries need to know today? What do Aries need to know today? Let's find out. Aries. Okay. So let's have a look. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, for all those that you have. I really do appreciate that. You know, I probably have got room for putting these up here. There you go. So the overall influence card is this one, the Creator. So what are you creating in your life right now? You'll be able to understand a little bit about how you can manifest things to your greater good. But also, this could be a person coming into your life or in your life as a fire sign. So that could be, I think this is yourself though. Unless you're going to, you know, say, oh yes, I'm going out with a Sagittarian, Leo, or even an Aries. But if we adopt this element of Aryan energy, then you can really manifest a greatness than ever before. So I'll put him there. Have you ever seen those films where you build up the energy in your hands and you go if you feel like you want to do that today, right, build up all that energy and then direct it in the direction that you want. That's probably a good aspect to do. So you're at a very beginningness. You're realizing who you are. The I am of Aries is in its element today. So the existence is bigger than ourselves. We come into the world naked, and with that we can drop all pretense. We can have a certain innocence. We can bud out and really realize that the world around us is a lot bigger, and we can manifest that towards us. You can see in this card that there is a shooting star, and when there's a shooting star we can make that wish. So one has to trust that wishes and dreams come true, especially when we put energy behind it. What are we looking at that will bring us greater happiness on a huge level? So asking yourself why you're here, why is the situation like it is a humbleness. So touching into a humble attitude and then being open to the possibilities and trusting yourself is a kind of aspect that's really amazing. So when you experience life and celebrate that you're actually here on this planet Earth, you'll be able to really connect with a deep sense of connection throughout the world. When we connect with nature and ourselves, we can really connect to the situations that you actually want in your life. So sometimes when you're humble, trusting, and really realizing that what I want can manifest, because here you have to remember the Creator. You can create what you want. So when you're connecting to an aspect like I'd like a really good relationship, I want to attract my twin flame, or I want to attract my perfect situation for me to my higher good in love, then this card will give you that ability to actually do so. So connecting to what you want is going to be a really great factor. Do you agree? So here down below is an aspect that we have to be silent. In the stillness and silence comes many possibilities. When we're take a time out to disconnect from headphones and all the rest of it, and the busyness of children running around us, or working in a very high noisy environment, or just travelling to work. It's all noise and clutter. So taking the time out to be silent, we can hear how we are. Go, how am I doing today? Where are my thoughts? Where are my emotions? What about my physical body? Is there any aches or pains? Do I need to do X, Y, and Z? But also in silence is tapping into a higher aspect of yourself that can guide you yourself. So tapping into spirit guides, God, all these aspects can make about a sense of peace when we're still. Moving here in the slight past, there is going to be an aspect here, perhaps in the slight past, of a spiritual teacher that could come to you, or you could be teaching yourself about higher things now. So this is why the silence is important. Have the stillness to be able to be in tune with what's going on. So that connectedness that was here, connecting to your environment, being empathetic to things around you, this might be going on. Or you may have someone in your family who's very wise, and you've maybe relied on them quite a lot, so they've got a huge influence in who they are, and they probably, for some of you, have been like a father figure, or a motherly figure who's very direct. But either or, teaching about advice and things like that has set you on a good path to understand who you are and where you want to be. So with the trust aspect, with the Fool, it's like taking that step, that final step. Well, it's not final step, the beginning of a step, but being able to finally trust yourself, to be connected with what's going on, but also the newness of situations. So what are you creating? What is the beginning of your situation that you can allow things to materialize? Not overcomplicating matters is one of these things. Having too much thoughts, having too much emotions, and just trusting. So that's another aspect of going in silence and really kind of trusting yourself on a bigger issue. Now, you have past lives here in the near future of what's going on. You know, like this teacher in the slight past, maybe it's someone who's no longer here, but I get the feeling that for some of you, this presence is really in your life. Now, with this particular deck, it's all about, yes, connecting to ancestry and what's happened in the past, but because you've got the Fool and the existence, and now with a lot of energy to create, it's what are you creating for yourself? You're living your life. It doesn't matter what they've done in their life. It's good to learn those aspects and go, oh yeah, that's really applicable for you back then, but this is a different era, and now I'm going to be doing this aspect. Does that make sense? So it's filtering through the useful aspects for you to utilize in your life, but in their life, yes, we have to honor them, but that was how they did things, and that was their situation way back then. And things are so different now that we can't copy what they've done. Now then, there is courage in how you're manifesting what you need to manifest at the moment. So it does take a lot of courage to go forth, jumping off cliffs, but also to in environments which are particularly hard. And yes, I really do think everyone on the planet has a challenging time. Just being a human is challenging in itself. It's a very hostile environment, you know, everything. No matter, even if you're born extremely rich and you've got servants around you, you've got other challenges. You know, maybe you want the best relationship and it never comes. Or maybe you're in poverty and your health is bad. Everyone's got a really difficult journey. So it takes courage, a lot of courage, to continually not fighting, but meeting the challenges of life. So this is why for you today, the aspect of trust in your own ability, but also the universal love that's there protecting you, whether you want to believe in God or your angels or your higher self or your spirit guide or other guides, to help you maintain this courage to strive when things can be a little bit challenging at times. So there is an aspect here where people may see you as being a little bit sorrowful and a bit worried at the moment, but that's okay. We all need to have these feelings to be able to rise above it and see it for what it is, and then improve our life. This is perhaps why you've got the Fool card, to trust, start again and trust, and realize that you can have these emotions. It's perfectly human and it's important. So not overdwelling, recognizing it, looking at it and moving on is probably one of those best aspects. If you still want to go to your teacher in the past, your parent or grandparent or someone, sometimes we can read a book and it gives us so much inspiration that this could be your teacher. So relying on something like that in the times where you may feel a little bit wobbly. So going with the flow is very important. It's a time where you just go with the flow. So this again is the trust aspect, but it's also about meeting those challenges on the way. With this creator card, it's very much about creating, but don't let that passion and creativity sort of spoil the going with the flow. So that means that instead of going, oh I have to do this, yeah, you know, oh yeah, I want a relationship, so I'm gonna really force it, so to speak. It's just like, do the intention, put it out there, and then see what comes back. Don't force the issue. So this is about accepting where you're going, but trusting where you're going and not fighting with the situation, because we don't know exactly how much the situation is going to play out. It's like, as long as we've got the intention for our highest good, for the love aspect, then going with the flow and not fighting something is going to get us there faster. So we got the new vision here, the new fit. That's why it's important to go with the flow. So when you accept that things are done and dusted, and you can now see a newness of accepting that you're going to start again to improve your life significantly, then you can see that. So as soon as you see that drop of intention of, oh yeah, I'm ready for a relationship now, I didn't think that was on the cards, so to speak, or oh yeah, I can do a new hobby or a new anything that's new in your situation. That drop, that seed, takes courage and determination to trust, not strangle the situation. And then you can aspire, not only can you aspire to something down here on the physical world, but you could also aspire to something deeper with your spirituality, with your connection to that godliness, that all love aspect. So that's interesting, isn't it? So let's have a look in these oracle cards, just what's going on with this. So what do Aries need to know today? It's great having something new, isn't it? Starting again. Oh, it's exciting. So, view from above. Get the big picture. So when we see things from a large, like an eagle, or in this case in a high-rise building or in a balloon, we can see things for what they really are. So when you're sitting in silent meditating, then you can have the stillness to realize, like we said at the beginning, you can see your mental thoughts, your desires, and it is looking from a higher to see you, how you are and where you want to go. So this is something to adopt today, looking at things from a different, higher place than ever before. So suggestion is to ask your higher self, sit down and go, connect with your spirit guide, angels, God, whoever you want to connect to, and just ask, what is it that I need to know? What is for my higher good? And then all the answers should come back to yourself. Okay? So lots of love to you. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you again next time. Bye.